a weird moment, so we get kicked out of the complete game, so the broadcast was stopping. We are in lap 4, we have a couple of penalties, we have no safety car, and we need to figure out what was happening for the first couple of laps. You just missed, guys. I really apologize for that.
Yep, it's alright. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. A little bit of a disconnect. When we had the drivers struggle to make their way back in, I actually got a blue screen, like completely. Not like the blue screen to where if I'm holding the button, like on like while pressing the PlayStation button, and you have like the blue screen with like the 5 faces jumping up and down. Like I got like a blue error code. So
yeah, me too. Basically at the same time. But sorry to interrupt you. We have Nelson. He's sitting on 13. He has no front wing right now.
So I'm trying to look at this now. So we have Acid Masters currently ghosted. We have Tony Flange ghosted. I'm just trying to see who else is ghosted, just so people can keep aware of the AI cars.
Yeah, he
we have Toxic,
join, but not turn back into the car.
We have Toxic that is ghosted at the moment. We have. I think that's it, you know. I think everyone else is in here racing. So yeah, guys, so we are back at it again. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen, but yeah, a little bit of connectivity issues on the board. But it looks like Sam got a good start so far. Currently 5 laps in, and all the way up in the lead still by 1.5 seconds. So he's doing pretty well. Chickpea was able to get past Hayden early on in the race, from what it looked like. And we're having a few battles near the back with Shaden getting overtaking both of the lapped cars, getting DRS because of it as well. So he's going to be having Mihai just ahead of him. Looks like we have a close battle for 5th place actually with Rattleman Gaming, who has a time penalty, and Hort Bennett right on the tail. A Ferrari powered vehicle and a Honda powered vehicle. Let's see who's going to come out on top of those. But the biggest gainer so far is actually Shelby Limited, up 10 positions, started in 20th, and finding himself all the way up into 10th into the points. So far a pretty good race for him.
Yeah, what car is he actually driving? He is in the Haas.
Yeah, he's in the Haas, so he's doing an exceptional job.
Whoa. That's great.
Let's see now, Hayden gets a 3-second time penalty.
He was the first man in the qualifying who retired, but he had a collision with Ubo, so he might had an unfortunate moment, like being at the wrong place at the wrong time. But strong comeback from him.
Yeah, so a very good start from him there early on in the race. I'm now looking at this. Hort Bennett just did the switchback on Rattleman Gaming on the exit of the chicane, and he finds himself up to 5th place in the Alfa Romeo. Rattleman Gaming now down to 6th after being caught up by a switchback of Hort Bennett. So doing an exceptional job, Hort Bennett, but Rattleman Gaming is still trying to press on with that Red Bull, and with him being in a D-pad, he has given himself a huge disadvantage. As Robin is leaving and rejoining, hopefully that doesn't glitch out the lobby. I'm just praying at this point, to be honest with you.
Yeah, some guys have connection issues. He probably getting victims out of it. I hope it stays like it is for good measure. Yeah, who is what's the closest fight? It is Rattleman, or probably just. Oh, what's happened here?
We have a glitch. The intervals have glitched. So guys, we're gonna give that a little bit of time to recalibrate. But Mihai right on the tail end now of Robin FR on the finishing straight. As we're seeing the intervals between Toxic, Robin, Mihai, and Shaden now. So it looks like we just have to wait for the drivers to come across the finish line to actually give us that info. Robin now catching up to Toxic's AI, like just up ahead, and if he was smart enough, he wouldn't actually go past it. He was just trying to hold off toxic, but now with him getting the overtake, he will not be getting DRS, and Mihai could be looking at a potential overtake on Robin. As Robin uses the ERS to try and stay ahead, the power of that Red Bull with the DRS and the slipstream is going to be heavy. As you can see, the gap now only down to 3/10 as they make their entrance. And look at this now, Robin is right on the tail end of Lil Sabi as well. So good battle between those three drivers now, a three-way battle for that 11th place position.
I mean, driving through a ghost car is always a visible disadvantage because you can't really see the racing line and the braking points and things like that. It is affecting also if you're driving behind the ghost car.
Oh, hold on, we got a battle up ahead with Ubo and F1 Silva. Ubo utilizing that DRS to perfection, and with F1 Silva starting on the softs, has actually not really doing that much of an aggressive start here at France, and falling down now behind the medium runner of Ubo. So those softs are actually starting to deteriorate early on in this race. Now I'm looking at Mihai going side by side potentially with Lil Sabi, but had to back out of it. Would have been a little bit too ambitious of a move. But Lil Sabi has found themselves in a little bit of too much curb, and Mihai's gonna be looking on the inside as they go side by side through this. Mihai trying to do the switchback, but the door closes now on the Red Bull driver. The Aston Martin taking a wide line there, and the Red Bull now could be looking at a potential overtake. But now look at Shaden now trying to get himself involved in this, and gets a double overtake on both Mihai and Lil Sabi.
I mean, with lap 8, Silver, he has the medium tire is quite the best tire at the moment, so the softs are decreasing quite a bit, so he might go into the pits this or the next lap.
He will have to make a pit.
With Shaden getting a time penalty, by the way, but what a double overtake it was. A really good exit to the Misfield straight, and this is the best part to do it, because you have the straightaway, you have the advantage of speed, and you also have probably DOS.
Exactly, but now we're looking at another three-way battle, including another Red Bull by the name of Randleman Gaming now has to defend against Mitch GK and Hort Bennett. So it looks like Randleman was able to get past Hort Bennett after he got the overtake in the previous laps. Michael GK was then almost blocked there by Randleman Gaming trying to close the gap, but just couldn't do it. Randleman Gaming looking to make a dive on the inside there, but just couldn't get the job done, as he now falls down to 6th once again, with Mitch GK now up to 5th.
Yeah, it's an interesting freeway battle there. Losing a bit of not really losing time to P4, but it actually costs fighting costs always time. So I think there was a moment for Bennett, if I can see that right.
Bennett is now in 7th, and he's now closing in on Randleman Gaming, as he will be getting DRS, and Randleman Gaming will not, coming out of the final corner. So let's see now, Hort Bennett with the DRS, the rear flaps is now wide open, and now it's going to be closing the gap between him and Randleman Gaming, as the into turn 1 is not going to be enough to make a move, but you can definitely see the difference with that DRS and how powerful that that DRS is on these straights here at France.
Yeah, Red Bull went a little bit wide, so Bennett is right back on the tail of the Red Bull, looking for a potential overtake. Now we're going on the Mr. Straight. Looks like a better exit for the Alfa Romeo, but DRS is open. I think he's still quite far away, but Randleman can. I think he has more power in the back on the Red Bull. So the Ferrari is a little bit struggling on the straightaways, at least for the Alfa Romeo. But now after the chicane, he's even more close. Fast right-hander, don't make anything stupid, stay behind. maybe now is the time when the guy in front of you is going wide, and Reddleman is actually going wide. But
It was
yeah,
very, very close just then. The gap was there, but Horde Bennett just couldn't utilize it, and still is right behind Rattleman Gaming. But he's gonna be playing the patient game now, trying to stay behind Rattleman on those set of mediums, trying to make them last as long as he can. But with a lot of that dirty air and Rattleman going completely off of the track on the exit, it's going to be having the rear flap wide open once again. Rattleman trying to break the slipstream as he's going to be looking around the outside. Horde Bennett and Rattleman now side by side into turn one, keeping it clean, and Horde Bennett finds himself now still side by side, actually I should say, as they negotiate their way down towards turn three. Horde Bennett now gets a time penalty, and Rattleman Gaming finds himself back up to 6th. But that's going to be giving Horde Bennett DRS, so we could be looking at Horde Bennett get a huge advantage here on this exit as they approach the straight. But the Red Bull getting a lot faster of an exit, even though we're with that rear flap completely down. The gap is still going to stay within that 2/10th, I should say, not 2 seconds, 2/10th. And Rattleman now still leading the way there.
Pretty interesting fight between those two. I mean, they're switching like every lap, or every second lap. But Rattleman managed with his better-powered car to get in front of the Alfa Romeo on the for the Misfit straight. Good management, but going wide, and it's not helping him at all. Both of them have time penalties. I gotta take a look how many penalties they have already. Both having 3 seconds, but that's gonna be affecting them at the end of the race.
Definitely, it's going to be huge repercussions for that man. But one person I should say as well, actually, Hayden, currently on 6 seconds, currently in 4th, and Mitch right on the tail end, as Hayden is trying to catch up with Chickpea to get the DRS off of the McLaren up ahead. Will not be getting it on this exit, and we could be seeing Mitch make his way up to 4th place, right on the tail end, goes on the power, and he's technically already ahead of Hayden, without having time penalties. With the DRS, the ERS, and the slipstream, Hayden trying to take the defensive move on the inside, but he is already so far ahead that Hayden just couldn't make the move. He tried to make a late dive on the inside, but he just couldn't get it done, and now he's falling down behind in 5th. Mitch GK now eyeing down the McLaren up ahead for that podium position. We also still have the battle between Rattleman Gaming and Horde Bennett, with Ubo starting to creep up the rear of that battle as well, as Mihai does cross the line with the fastest lap of 134.326. And we are seeing some rain come down here on the track. I just saw a little bit of raindrops. As you can see, the clouds are getting a little bit more filled, so we could be looking at a potential intermediate change. As we're looking at it now, Chickpea is going to be making his way into the pit lane. Same goes. Actually, no, Chickpea is the only one. Chickpea is going to be making his way into the pit lane. Is he going to go with a set of intermediates?
That is going to be far too early.
No, he's going on a set of hards.
I don't even see a drop yet.
I'm seeing a few drops come down.
Well, I don't see anything. I think it is getting dark, but I'm in a cockpit view. I don't see any drops.
Yeah, the rain is coming down. I'm seeing it. The rain is starting to calm down a little bit, but of course it could be a little bit too early to make that pit stop for the set of inters, because those tires will be getting overheated like there's no tomorrow.
If this is going to be getting heavier and raining, then probably switching to the hard tires is probably not the best choice.
No, it is not going to be the best choice.
There's also the chance it stays like this. I mean, it can rain to a certain point, and you can still drive with the dry tires. But you don't want to do it with the hard compound, because this is probably the horrible feeling in your car, especially when they are not at temperature.
But look at this now. Sam's going to be making his way into the pit lane, where Rassam is going to be staying out. Let's see, Sam is going on another set of mediums. Sam, he started on a set of mediums. He's going on another set, and we'll have to end on another tire compound. And you can see the rain is starting to pick up a little bit.
He might or his pit crew is probably preparing for making a short stint with the medium tire and waiting for heavy rain to come down and then switching to the inters. But this is quite too soon to tell us something about the weather situation right now. I see drops coming down, but you never know how long it takes until the track is too wet for the dry tires.
Yep, we're gonna have to wait and see as you try to do that all in one breath. You can't like you can't really like try to talk while breathing in. So, but the thing is that we're still looking at this.
Mind as soon as possible.
Yeah, but we're actually still looking at this battle for 5th place. Renaultman Gaming, Horde Bennett, and Ubo, where Ubo has just gotten himself a time penalty, is closing in now on the Alfa Romeo. Is he going to be making the dive on the inside? Had to back out of it. It was good. It was very close there to try and make some sort of move, but
a good fight between those three, and they closing in. I think, yeah, they're closing into Hayden. Even with that battle,
they are closing in just a little bit. But of course, with them using the DRS, they're going to be continuously pulling themselves even closer and closer to Renaultman Gaming, and well, also Hayden. Sorry, I just had a brain fart there. But I'm looking at this now. Toxic is making his way out of the pit lane on a set of hards as well. So is it like the rain is coming down, but is it going to be to an effect that it could interfere?
As it
oh, look at this now.
So,
Ubo is looking on the inside of turn 1 on Horde Bennett. Horde Bennett trying to defend around the outside as they're still going to go side by side into turn 2. Ubo now off of the track, and Ubo is going to be still right behind Hornet, almost spinning out Hornet right there, actually, from what I just saw. A little bit of contact between the front and rear tires on each other's car. But one person I'm actually kind of surprised that Rassam is still staying out on those old set of mediums, not making a pit entrance just yet.
They might see the rain dropping down and they try to probably play it smart. Just okay, try to keep the tire alive.
Oh, hold on! I just looked at that. Ubo was battling out with Horde Bennett, and Ubo just completely closes in on Horde Bennett, pushes him off the track, not giving the space whatsoever. That could go down to the stewards. But what I'm looking at right now, I'm starting to see a little bit of puddles appear out on the track. Yeah, so I think it has to be time.
It might be the right call for Rassam to stay out the 2 or 3 extra laps and go in just for the pit stop for the inters, and then just might be getting through. But it is getting wet. It is getting wet. It's almost too wet for the dry tires, as we see some spots already. And
Chickpea is now out after crashing out. Horde Bennett is going to be finding himself into the pit lane now. As yeah, Chickpea crashes out. We're now going to go on board with F1 Silva to see the damage. And yeah, just the wet weather just not utilizing for Chickpea. That could be a huge indicator to the rest of the drivers that it is time to make their way into the pit lane now. It is all or nothing at this point. The track is too wet to continue on those set of slicks, as we're seeing Horde Bennett come out on a set of hards. What is going on?
Bold move.
It is getting seriously wet out on track, and none of the drivers are deciding to go into the pit lane.
This is danger zone. This is danger zone for the dry tires as it stands right now, because you can clearly see the track is wet. So, and at a certain point, they can't get rid of the water on the racing line. They just can't. This is just aquaplaning. What they have to do probably at this minute.
But one thing I'm actually surprised of, how come race control, the FIA, has not said, hey, it's time to deactivate DRS. The DRS is still enabled, but the track is so wet that we're actually seeing a lot of driver is starting to struggle in these conditions.
And Robin is the we have actually two. We have Robin and we have Savvy.
There it is.
And they activated, so they get into the right point. Now everyone has to react. So what is that? This is gotta be the best moment for Wesson right now. He's playing it smart.
Oh, but look at Hayden now. Hayden's into the pit lane. Ubo decides to stay out. Mitch decides to stay out. Same goes with Sam and Rassam. So let's see Hayden now going on a set of intermediates. Rattleman is going on a set of hards. The DRS has just been disabled and he's going on a set of hards. Shelby is going on a set of softs.
Oh.
Am I missing something here? Like, am I genuinely missing something here?
I can't even see the racing line anymore.
Yeah, I can't see it neither. As you can see, look, Hort Bennett right on the tail end of Hayden and is sliding on those set of hards. You can tell is struggling with the braking zones. I don't know why these drivers are doing this, to be honest with you. It is super wet. The DRS has been disabled. Why would you go out on a set of slicks?
I mean, sometimes I don't know if you had a problem before. If you're going into the pits and you chose the tire, and if you're not doing it at the right time, it just gives you just get out of the option and gives you the tire you have currently chosen. That might be a problem, but I mean, between soft and inters, there's a big difference. So we might have some unexperienced driver on conditions like that. And
oh, we have a spin around though. Sorry, we have a spin around of me high. As you can see,
we have two victims.
Two victims, yeah. In Alfa Romeo, I'm seeing that, and that is going to be Hort Bennett. Oh, a big spin around with Rattleman Gaming. Hort Bennett and Shelby is able to find his way up there now into 7th. Shaden just ahead of him actually on the set of mediums. So even though it is still wet conditions, those softs are still going to be doing a lot better. As you can see, now going to be going side by side with the Ferrari driver. And who's going to be the first one to make their way into the pit lane? Shelby is still staying out.
Shelby almost collected the Red Bull and the Alfa Romeo as they coming back unsafe to the track. This was probably a heart attack moment for him. Luckily they were ghosted, otherwise he would have collected both of them. Oh my goodness, mate.
That was very close, and now we're looking at this now. 10 laps to go. Sam is now catching up to Rassam in the lead. And now Sam, if he's able to get the overtake, will have to get around 3 seconds ahead of Rassam to get him out of that time penalty zone. But one person that we should actually start to give a little bit of praise to is, I gotta say, Shelby is really making the impossible possible, making those softs last as long as he potentially could out on track. And even with it raining, wet conditions, he's able to take control of the Haas and keep on pushing. It really confuses me. Don't get me wrong. It's confusing me right now, but he's able to make it work.
The soft tire, he might be still on a good temperature to keep the car in a good shape because it's still a fresh kind of soft. But at a certain point, you can't push anymore.
Yeah, you really can't push, and as you can tell, he is struggling really hard out there. And to be honest with you, he's got to stick with this plan now. Or is he going into the pit lane now? He's going into the pit lane now.
The best thing you can do at the moment.
And Hort Bennett still on the set of hards as well. I just realized. Hort Bennett, is he going into the pit lane? Yep, there he goes. And now Shaden. sorry to cut you off there, but Shaden was previously getting a double overtake on Renault Man Gaming and Hort Bennett, and is now going to be getting an easier double overtake with Shelby and Hort Bennett both into the pit lane, as he's now reaching the timing line, and he's going to get the easiest double overtake of his life, as he finds himself now up to 6th place entering turn 1.
Silver, I think he's ghosted.
Yeah, so Silva, no, Silva's not ghosted. But Silva is on a set of hards, and it's kind of strange to see that.
Maybe there was someone driving through. I mean, the other car was probably ghosted just as relapping himself. So, Silva, is he staying out? Yeah, he's staying out. On his hard tire. He's the only one on the dry, and he's struggling like...
I really don't know if that's the right call, though.
It is not. It is he's just coming to the point. He's having extra planning, so he is most likely he can't react to the braking zones, steering, and all that stuff. This is a critical point for him right now.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see if he's able to keep continuing. Oh, wait a minute! Wait a minute! Wait a minute! DRS has been enabled.
What is going on here?
DRS has been enabled.
I never have seen that before.
It's still raining, for Christ's sake. How is it enabled? I'm honestly so confused. I don't know why the DRS has been enabled, but I guess the rain has stopped a little bit, but I'm still seeing raindrops come down. I'm actually so confused.
I probably see for the first time we have DRS enabled with the inter tires on it.
Yeah.
Oh my. What's
DRS
going on
enabled
here?
in wet conditions. I'm so confused.
The Inters are still the better tire, but I didn't see, so I still can see a racing line.
Yeah, I still can't see a racing line neither.
And Silva is still struggling on his compound.
So I don't know. I think France is going to be. I think the FIA is going to be having to look a little bit better into France. And as we do have a spin around near the back, I think that is Real Raw. I'm not too sure who that is. Yep, it's Real Raw FBGG spinning around and now falling down to 16th. Still in this race, but definitely lost a little bit of pace there. Same goes with the Alfa Romeo of F1 Silva.
This is and he still stays out.
Well, look at this now. The track, you can see the track is getting drier. You can definitely see the track is getting drier, but I don't think it's gonna be. Would it be smart to actually go into the pit lane for a set of softs?
It would be smart to go for a quick stint on the inters like everyone else is doing, because he's not helping himself and his tire is not getting better. I mean, he can finish the race, but
oh, Robin's into the pit lane. Robin's gonna go in a set of slicks. And I'm gonna be honest with you, if I was Rassam, I would go for a set of slicks, mainly because even though he'll be losing a lot of time to Sam, which is right behind him.
Silva spawning.
He would. Oh, Silva spawned again.
And he's missing an end plate.
So that's why he spun. He has damage. But let's see. Rassam is gonna be staying out. Is Sam gonna go in? No, Sam is staying out. So, but this is what I was saying. I believe that with Rassam, I'd say Rassam go into the pit lane, go with a set of slicks, mainly because he'll be just behind Mitch GK, and he'll be gaining a lot of pace on those set of slicks, and I believe he will be able to make up those 24 seconds coming to the end lap. But it is a tough ask. But let's see. Actually, Mitch is going to be making his way into the pit lane. Let's see. He has to go in a set of softs. It's guaranteed he has to go in a set of softs.
It might be clever. At this point, it is absolutely smart to do it. Yeah, he's going on softs.
Same with Hayden. Same with Ubo.
Oh, that might be a strong call for Rassam and Sam, because those 36, those 41 seconds, they are gone in just no time at this conditions right now.
But this is the thing though as well. If I was Sam, right? If I was in Sam's situation, I would say if Rassam makes his way into the pit lane or not, go on a set of softs. Mainly because with those set of softs, he would still come out ahead of Mitch GK, and also he would be able to give himself an opportunity to get fastest lap and bag in an extra point. So
Yeah,
I think Sam, regardless, should go in.
But he has a time penalty.
Yeah, but he would still be ahead of Mitch. He would still be looking at a second place finish.
It might, yeah, absolutely. It might be. It depends.
Oh, they're both making their way in. They're both making their way in.
It's pit stop crazy here tonight.
The pit stop is very busy. The pit crew is going to be getting a little bit of an extra pay.
I mean,
as both
okay,
Sam and Rassam are on set of softs.
You have to say it is a really difficult weather situation we had just moments ago. Just how many laps? I mean, 2 or 3 laps we had like rain, or for 5 laps.
We've had like about maybe hold on, let's check. So there are still a few people in intermediates, like Lil Sabby's AI. So we had 6 laps of what's it called, of wet conditions. But look at this now, actually Sam is going to be using the lapped Williams car potentially for DRS. Actually he is not, he's just able to get the overtake, but will lose out on DRS now. And with those set of softs, he's going to be gaining as much time as he can. The thing is, Sam is in a tough predicament right now. He needs to get past Rassam, but also get 3 seconds ahead of Rassam to the end of this race, and then that race win will be his, which I believe is 3. He has 3 seconds, right? Yeah, 3 seconds.
Yeah, and as you said, Sam is getting out of the pits in front of Mitchell, and he still has a gap of like 18 seconds, almost 19 seconds. But he still has a time penalty, so he's 1.5, 1.6 seconds behind Rassam, and I think Rassam is just doing enough to stay in front of this gap and bringing his first race win home for the McLaren.
Well, let's see if he's going to be able to do it, because Sam is starting to catch up a little bit. He is the faster driver, as he did prove in qualifying. But let's see if he's going to be fast enough to accomplish that difficult task of trying to run away from Rassam. Because Rassam has showed his pace as well in qualifying to challenge Sam potentially for a race win here tonight. But it's going to be very close. I know there's going to be a little bit of battles all over the field, but we cannot get off with this battle for first place. This is the decider at this point. As now Sam is in the DRS distance. Will he be having DRS? Did he get it just in time? The rear flaps are open. He has the DRS. He's been closing in. 4 laps left to go. Well, practically 3.5 laps left to go at this point. And he needs to get past Rassam. He needs to get past him as soon as possible to gain those 3 seconds ahead of him. But of course, knowing Rassam, he will be able to defend as much as he can. As you can see now, breaking the slipstream and going into the inside of the defensive line. But let's see, is Sam going to be able to get past? It's going to be a very, very tough ask of him.
He's probably driving for his lifetime right now. But as long as he can keep him in dirty air, so it's affecting Sam's tire massively. But we know Sam is absolutely pro to keep his tires alive more than anyone else. But as long as Rassam can stay in front of Sam, you don't have the chance to get the 3 seconds done.
Oh, but as it says now, Sam has just gotten the overtake at the start of lap 25 into turn 1, and is now looking at a clear lead off of Rassam. Rassam couldn't defend in time of turn 1, and Sam now finds himself past the McLaren, and now he has a tough ask. He needs to get 3 seconds ahead of Rassam, and trying to break him out of the DRS zone, but Rassam will be having DRS, so he's going to be closing that gap just a little bit further. The rear flaps are now open, and Sam is now in a tough predicament. He needs to get Rassam off of his diffuser and run away with the win, and it's going to be a very, very close finish here tonight, here for FRL.
Oh, Bo is really close to Hayden.
Is very close.
Oh, we have yellow flag. Who is it?
We have a retirement into the pit lane as
Yeah.
Ubo is able to make the overtake on Hayden. But to be honest with you, it doesn't matter if Hayden gets overtaken by Ubo, because he'll be getting the overtake once the penalties have been applied, because Hayden has currently 9 seconds of time penalties where Ubo only has 3. So Ubo will probably guarantee that 4th place finish. But look at this now, Sam is still staying on the tail end of Sam's up ahead. Now having the DRS once again, and he's going to be closing that gap even further. Sam needs to think of something to have Rassam get away with him. It's going to be very, very close.
We have 2 laps to go with the rest of this one. He still couldn't manage to get even 1 second in front. I don't think it's working out for him.
No, it's not.
I mean,
oh, he's done it now. He's now a second ahead. Did Rassam get into the DRS?
Oh.
Did he get past? Did he get
Yes,
into the DRS?
yes.
He's got it.
Just in time, just in time.
But Sam knows that he will be able to get Rassam off of his tail end, and he's going to be having to use that Alfa Romeo just ahead potentially to get DRS. And I think that is F1 Silva. No, that is actually going to be Hort Bennett.
He needs to hope
Oh,
that Rassam gets
but
a penalty. Oh,
Hort Bennett decides to move out of the way and not give Sam DRS. Rassam now got caught off guard by the slowing Alfa Romeo, and is now out of a second. Rassam is now out of the 1 second gap. Is Sam going to be able to get 2 seconds in 1 lap as he's coming around the final corner for the penultimate time? 1 more lap around here in France. He needs to get that gap. Sam could be looking at both a back-to-back win, but also a back-to-back maximum points.
I think the Alfa Romeo there made a wrong move. He just get in front.
Well, he's ghosted, so he can do that. But
yeah, but
like he's ghosted, he can do that. But
it's affecting visually. So.
But he's ghosted, so it like just because it affects him visually doesn't mean it will affect him like out on track. But F1 Silva is now crashed out. He is out of this race, and Sam now sees himself 2 seconds ahead of Rassam. Is Sam going to get it now? He needs to get 1 more second off of Rassam in the final sector.
And they have quite the same EOS battery left.
Yeah, Sam has a little bit less ERS. They're around the same, but Rassam trying to use as much of the ERS as he can. Sam needs to do his final sector perfectly to get past. Has a Aston Martin just ahead. Will be going right through that car as he makes his way down to the double apex. But let's see now. It looks like Rassam is still staying within that 3 second gap, and this is going to be decided the final corner. Who's going to be the one to take it all? Who is going to be taking the win? As we're now looking at it, Sam comes across the final turn, and he's going to make his way towards the timing line, and he's going to cross it. But is Rassam going to take the win? Which he is. 4/10. Rassam takes the win here at France. Sam's in second close with the fastest lap.
This was close.
Oh,
really
Ubo
close.
has crashed out. Ubo battling out with Hayden has crashed out, and Hayden will be looking at a 4th place finish.
He does. No, I was just with Mitch. Hayden. Yeah.
Hayden will be getting that 4th place. Robin will be getting 5th. But the podium here tonight is going to be Rassam, Sams, and Mitch GK. What a race that we have witnessed here tonight.
Selby is on 7th. Tech, tech 2 yellow. I think it is about Obo.
We're
What
just
is the
waiting
next
for
one?
we're just waiting for all the drivers to come across the line now. I think the last person will be potentially Tony Flange, as his AI controls. Actually, no, it's not gonna be Tony Flange. Who is that? It's actually gonna be Toxic, or no, Nelson. It's gonna be Nelson FR. But Shelby crosses the line now, finishes in 6th ahead of Robin. Battleman coming across the line now. What? Wait, hold on. Look at the time. Look at the time gap from Robin. How many penalties does Robin get?
Whoa, it must be. I can't see it because he has the checkered flag behind his name, so we might have to see it in the results.
But that's gonna be it. The podium here tonight is going to be Rassam, Sam, and Mitch GK. That is going to be it for Formula Racing League. Could be the final time we see it here on my channel, as they're going to, as FRL will be making their own party. Well, not party, their own YouTube channel. And I'm looking at the chat now. So Hayden says, "Don't even blame me for that, lad. I was on the outside as much as I could. You should have backed out." And Ubo says that he does know that he had a racing line. So it looks like Ubo and Hayden got into a little bit of a battle, and
It's not the right place to discuss it in chat, or
yeah.
I mean, the report, the stewards are always looking into it. Bob actually had. Wait a minute.
Hold on. Robin is saying, hold on.
He didn't have any penalties. Why is he dropping back?
I don't know, but he did finish in 5th. So Robin did, and now he said I'm 18, P8. But yeah, Robin did finish without any time penalty. So Robin did finish in 5th, Shaden in 6th, Shelby in 7th, Renaultman in 8th. Ubo does finish in 9th, completed 90% of the race, so we'll still be bagging in the points in 9th. Same goes with Horde Bennett in 10th, Jarek's in 11th, Real Raw in 12th, Toxic 13th, Nelson 14th, Sabi in 15th, Tony Flange in 16th, F1 Silva, Mihai, Cheek P, and Acid Masters. That is going to be it for FRL, and we will see you next time.
Thanks for watching.
Okay, this is taking a while. Hold on. There we go.